showtime. Hey everybody, it's the D-Rock100 and welcome back to more of Pokemon White. Last time, we started off with our brand new adventure, and we got ourselves our little snipey named Malos. Trust me, I'll double change his name later on in the future. There is a time later on we will be able to do that. And we decided to do a bit of a catching spree on his Lillipups, so only 2 of them are pretty much relevant. And unfortunately, none of them are carrying any items, so what I'm going to go ahead and do real quick is gonna toss those into that don't have pickup ability into the PC. I pretty much just use the other ones as pretty much scapegoats. Oh, right, and we also had a rather strange encounter with a guy named N. So there we go. Actually, do you? I only have. Okay, you know what? You know what? I take it back. I take it back. I'll take a 1 with Vital Spirit with me. And I'll use that as a scapegoat. Probably should get this out real quick, because I thought I did, but oh well. But, oh well. I'm not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, but then again, when am I ever the sharpest tool in the shed? So we have whatever this place is. I actually kind of forgot the Accumulatown. Accumulatown, that's it. There's not a whole lot to this place, really. There's just a lot of emptiness. So let's just kind of get to know the town a little bit. I think there's someone, I think in this house that could be pretty useful for something. I don't fully remember. Is it you or one of you two? Never mind. I guess I was thinking something else. Alright. Kind of moving along a little bit, so come back up these stairs really quick. I don't think you say anything of importance. Okay. Go up these stairs. There's some items out in the distance. Continue to breaking and entering into some houses, I guess. Oh, here we go. I knew there was someone of importance. Because after you talk to those NPCs, they actually added a little bit more piano and drums into it. That's kind of cool. All right. Yeah, kind of strange because Accumulatown has like next to no real business around here. Sure, we'll come back into something of importance from around here. sorry I'm kind of going through all these messages rather quickly because I'm not 100% sure if they're all completely important on something. Alright. Oh, here we go. He gives us a free Pokeball. Yay! Yes, there is. Oh, let's play Pokemon Rock, Paper, Scissors. Okay. Fire. Grass. Yeah! Might as well call it Elemental Shoot. I don't know, I'm trying to think of something clever, but yeah, that's Accumula Town. Everything that we need to see. Geek for Travelers. Please check the electric bulletin board. So it's nestled in the forest. The breeze smells like trees. But is it pine trees, though? Did you know that if you burn pine instead from a pine tree, they actually give a pretty nice smell? Crazy as it is! Oh. Hello? Derek! It's your mom! How are things? Are you and your Pokemon getting along and enjoying your journey so far? I need to talk to you, so I called, but I'm going to hang up. Extra transceiver now. Derek? I finally caught up with you. And look at how far you've come already. Professor Juniper said that you are probably headed for Striaton City by now. I have another present for you, Derek. Try these on. Hooray! We can run! When you're wearing the running shoes, you can go anywhere in a flash. Then reaching the instructions. Hold the B button to run faster than normal. Put on the running shoes and tear around in your heart's content. That's what it says. Bought these a long time ago and stashed them away somewhere. I found them when I was cleaning up. It's good to clean occasionally. Hear that, kids? Clean your room. You might get some good fortune. Derek, you understand that you're never really alone, right? You're with Pokemon. You have friends, and you're always in my thoughts. That's alright, then. Enjoy your trip. We got this massive boulder right here, but we can't do anything about that, at least not now. Got a free potion right here. We got our first trainer battle right here! A trainer catches another trainer's eyes. That is the start of a Pokemon battle. While we're in this battle, we have one new Pokemon that can be found on Route 2. We got youngster Jimmy right here. And that Pokemon is... Purloin. There's one thing that I can say about this small fry is useless. Until it evolves. Well, okay, let's get the big hit positives out of the way. It has some pretty decent speed for this early in the game, and eventually becomes one of the best mixed attackers in the game. And with such good speed like that, can't exactly go wrong with that. Negatives. Everything else. Why is it that so many of the early good dark types are always some of the worst to deal with, even with some early dark types in later games, like in Gen 8? The only real positive that I can really say about Purloin is that it's decent when it comes into certain type-ups and that you'll be saying later on in the game. But there's a trend that I say when it comes into some Pokemon like these. Because of how good of a mixed sweeper that it is, if it's a swing and a miss, it's likely not going to survive the next hit. So you might want to think very clearly on how you want it to go on with these fights. So it will be a good long road to get into its evolution, but you will be able to find one later on down the road. And if you choose to go for one of such, be absolutely sure this thing has Limber for the ability. Limber will prevent it from getting paralyzed, and I wish it had access to Prankster, because unfortunately, it won't be until the next, well, I guess technically sequel to the game where you could potentially get one with it. Just, ugh! Prankster is so good. Oh well, maybe another time, maybe another game, I might say some good things about it. Alright. Now, do you have pickup for the ability? You have an item. Super Potion! Okay, please. Please, please, please. Hey! Oompa! I don't know why I get so hyped up on stuff like that, but... Alright. Thanks. It might not be a bad idea to face off against these trainers over when you can, because they will have some Pokemon of interest that you won't be seeing for a long while. Trust me, there will be one where it will be that much of a jerk that it won't even be that funny. This is a weird move. I never understood its concept. Doesn't matter, because we're at level 10, baby! And I learned to rap. Alright. Alright, what do you got? Oh, goody, another Lillipup. Maybe I can use this one before it has pickup. But you know what? I have a good feeling about it. I have a very good feeling about this. And I don't know why I'm bouncing around like this. Oh, God. You know what? Let's make you a little bit special. Because I'm kind of a sucker when it comes to that sort of thing. What do you mean you don't want to be special? What's so bad about being special? I mean, just look at it. Nimona. She's special in a weird way. And I thought I would never bring that up in a conversation. And oh my god! This Lillipup is just... wow! You got a strong one right here. And I like it. Yay! It accepted my compliment. Now watch this thing have Vital Spirit for the ability, because if it does, it'd be funny. But let's go in and heal. Oh, let me just sort these out real quick. Oh. You're holding another item already? Really? Alright, let's see. Hey! Ooh, we got one of the neutral nature. Nature? Gimme. A free potion! I'll take it. So I got 3 pickup Lillipups. I think I have enough Lillipups to last into me for a while. Alright, quick, get out of here. It's a real shame because I only took like 2 steps! Now look, Purloin, if you were a shiny, then maybe you would be able to Pokemon of interest for me, but just... no. Alright. Lillipup, my Lillipup, go! Well, can't go wrong with a Lillipup, eh? Alright, rolling. Okay. You know what? I'm psyched for this. Gets me here prepped for what is to come. Odor Sleuth. Ew. You know what? Let's make it a little bit more fragile. Target a weak point. Oh, you're gonna do the same thing to me? Gonna do the same thing to me? Well, okay then. I want to do it to this. Sit and stay. Alright. We got this weird looking stub of a tree right here we can't do anything about, at least not yet. Go over this way. We got the items we saw from earlier. Got a potion right here. And I believe you might be a paralysis heal? Pokeball. Never mind. Oh! Hi, Derek. Please don't run into a fountain. Don't run into me into a fountain. Oh. Another Pokemon battle, eh? Okay. I'll take you up on your offer. We have Bianca battle numero dos. Good timing on that one. Her first Pokemon, Lillipup, level 6, and pure normal type with Final Spearing for the ability. Leer, Taco, and Odor Slough. Let's just do this. Get this out of the way. Both my Pokemon are going to give it our all. Mouse is at level 11. Alright. Her last Pokemon is going to be Oshawott, a level 7 pure water type with Torrent for the ability, Bataco, Tail Whip, and Water Gun. The other ones on the weapons give it the same levels. But Snivy, Grass, Overgrow, Tackle, and Vine Whip, Tepig, Fire, and Blaze, Tackle, Tail Whip, and Ember. Okay? That's all you really need to know. First essence of using a potion. Okay. Go for a normal tackle, I guess. Right in the nose. Oh, I couldn't win. It's okay. Woohoo! You're a tough cookie, Derek. Gonna work hard on training my Pokemon so we won't lose anymore. Okay, bye-bye. Welcome to Striaton City. Oh! You give us a free Great Ball. Can't have too many Pokeballs, eh? My good sir, you're not exactly wrong. Who are you? Oh, she's got me in her mind. I actually thought for a moment that was the name reminded her, but not the case. None of you have any held items. That's a little unusual, but oh well, not my fault. First thing you should do whenever you go to a new place, go straight to the Pokemon Center, because you'll be a sitting duck if you don't. Yeah, I was saving until now that if you don't go to the nearest Pokemon Center, when you visit a new place, like you get knocked out or something, you'll go to the last Pokemon Center that you visited last. I guess maybe I'll buy one. You? Ooh, we got a new one. We got Heal Balls right here. They're the same as powers of any Pokeball, except they are given an additional ability that heals up the Pokemon completely if they are successfully caught. Not bad to say the least. Striaton City Gym Leader. No matter how often I challenge him, he always uses Pokemon that I don't like. Kind of a subtle hint in there for what we have to deal with. Who are you? Also gonna give us a bit of a subtle hint in there for what to expect. But it's okay. Her favorite model. Her name was Elisa, and her Pokemon are strong too. Gives us a little bit of a foreshadowing for what to expect. Full name on the GTS is the Global Trade Station. That place used to be pretty useful. Too bad it's not anymore because that shit shut down over 10 years ago. Or roughly 10 years ago. I know there's ways how you can get around that, but unfortunately, my chances of me able to do that is about as likely as me turning into a faunus. If you don't know what a faunus is, you suck. Actually, we won't come into this house a little bit later. Instead, I would like to come here. This is the Pokemon Trainer School. The Trainer School exists to meet the demand of trainers who want to know more about Pokemon because they love them. The mysterious powers are called abilities. I kind of talked about this already. These can only be taught with TMs. TMs can be used over and over, so you might want to use them a lot. Yeah, that's nice and all, up until Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl kind of came around, and they pretty much just took that away. That kid was just talking to us about how to potentially stop Pokemon from evolving. Quiz about status conditions, okay. Which of the following cures poison? That would be an antidote. The item that cures paralysis is not paralyzed heal, but which of the following items wakes up a sleeping Pokemon? That would be an awakening. Since you know so much about status conditions, I'll give you this. A full heal. That restores every status hurt problem to a Pokemon. And beat you to the punch. When a Pokemon is poisoned, its HP decreases while it's battling. Hey Derek, have you come looking for the gym leader? Because you were just talking about Pokemon telling me just a few moments ago. Maybe you walked right past him? Impossible. By the way, Derek, will you have a battle with me? I want to test how important items are in battles. Well, let's see how effective my items are. Maybe I should test how well I can battle without items. Anyway, this is an indoor match, so let's battle without getting too rough. No promises! And I think I made a bad choice on this one. Because, unlike Bianca, he starts it with his starter. Tepig level Agent Pure Fire type Blaze for the ability. All of them are holding the Oranberry with Taco Tail and Ember. These are pretty much the exact same Pokemon that Bianca would have, but the things are flipped, I think. Alright, excuse me, they'll be a level higher, excuse me. So, I'm in a little bit of a pickle here. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use a Wrap. That's going to do more damage at the end of each turn. It may not do much, but that will. Alright. I'm going to put some Leers up so I can lower this guy's defense stat, because I'm going to need it. Oh. Okay, fair enough. You're doing that too. Alright. Do it maybe one, maybe two more times if I'm lucky. I do have those potions. I do get that super potion, which is very useful. The only real concern I'm going to have is if he uses Ember to give me a status of burn. And I do not want that. Okay. I think that should be good. Use a potion. Unfortunately, none of my Lillipups are carrying any items, which I thought they would be at this time, but oh well. Don't burn me! Alright. Let's go for a tackle. Whoa! I will gladly take that. Yes, I will. And you know what? Let's try it. This one has Pokemon! Purloin! I had it up right here. Here it is. Purloin, level 8 and a pure dark type with Limber for the ability, with Scratch, Growl, and Assist. That is it. Uh-oh. Yep, that'll do it. Alright. That's all I'm doing? And of course you got a pointless critical hit. Come on! Which one of you has the Vital Spear? Oh, it's you. I know when I'm doing this stupid, it's just wasting a lot of time, but I'm stubborn, damn it. And of course. But lucky for me, I got same type attack bonus, so that'll help. I'm stubborn, I am crazy. It's a Sunday night, I got nothing better to do. We're doing this. Besides, my little puppet needs to get some exercise. Alright. I think one, maybe two more tackles ought to do it. Alright. One more tackle and that should do it. Yay! Atta girl! Older sleuth. Nope. Levels a level 6. Very, very good. Level's a level 7! Jeez! What more levels are you gonna get? I see. Losing means that I shall still have a lot to learn. Yeah, you lost to a frickin' lollipop! So learning to use items well is definitely important then. Oh, here, Derek. I'll give you these berries. You know what's hilarious? You did not once use a single berry. Pokemon that got a berry to hold, it will eat it to heal up when its HP goes down in battle. But if you give Pokemon man-made items that like potions to hold, they can't use them. Well, good luck then. Alright. Got some weird guy here with green hair in front of the place, but we're not gonna go there quite yet. Instead, gonna do a little bit more exploring around the area. Got plenty of places to go to, places to see, and Pokemon to kick. Don't do that, because that's animal abuse? Well, come back here. I want to talk to this guy. Pokemon can be found in dark places, too. When a Dusk Ball can do the trick. Here's one for you. He gives us a free Dusk Ball, one of my personal favorite Pokeballs. If it is nighttime, or are you in a cave? I think it's Generation 4 when it has a times 3 or 4 multiplier? One of those two. Doesn't work well at night or in a cave. Plus, his name is excellent. The Dusk Ball. Dusk. So if you come over here. Whee! We are training here. Now let's train Pokemon together. You know what? Sure. If I remember correctly, you what? I don't think we can do anything out here yet. But that's okay. Because I'm going to show off with this spot. Because there is something kind of interesting that I would like to point out to you guys if we have access to it. Why would you use an assist if you're going to use the same move again? Before? You're kind of wasting your time there, buddy! Oh, Lilliput's holding an item. Okay. I'm going to bring up my Lilliput that's been getting a lot of buffing from the previous fight. Never tell when this could come in handy. For a tackle, because it's very fragile, and I got the same type of attack bonus. Wow, you're resisting it better than I anticipated. Alright. Now you are making me frustrated. I counteracted your staff buff, but you then counteracted with my staff buff. Right. Staff decline. For the love of! Shine up again? Okay. Are we actually gonna do something? Well, at least we're doing something now. Oh my god, don't give me a crit. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead and yak up your own furball. Almost a level 8, I'll take that. Me on bite, also very good. Level 9! Already a couple levels behind Malos. Nice. Alright. Now I believe you're a trainer. But you are something of an importance that I actually wanted to get into. So I was right. I was probably thinking of something later. Youngster Joey, there he is! Time to take out the weakest of the Pokemon from Gen 5's roster. Ow. There we go. You're sending out another Patrat. No. Alright. I like how Snivy said his Sprite model looks like he's kind of nodding at him. But, thanks to you, you activated my special ability. Oh, so you're kind of moving up a little bit with the Lillipup, eh? I haven't seen a lot of you as it is. Uh-oh. Actually, you know what? Shoot! I don't have the Overgrow ability active because I'm not down a third. Because I have to be 2 HP levels, 2 HP down for it to activate. Does not matter! I win. Yeah, but I didn't choke on a Rattata. Hey you! Who was the first Pokemon you received? Snivy, really? The Pampor could be a big help. Snivy does not do well against Fire-type Pokemon. Say, do you want the Pampor of mine? Okay, here you go. Use Water-type moves, so that makes it cool against Fire types. We have this guy right here. And he will give us one of the 3 elemental monkeys. I do not plan on using this monkey for my team, but I will have something special in mind that I'll be showing off later on down the road. So now that we've gotten that, why don't we head back to town and we go over these guys. Starting things off, if you haven't started off with Oshawott. Oh wait, is it Oshawott? Oh, never mind. It's the opposite. If you start off with Tepig, he will give you Pansage. This is probably one of the weirdest ones of the group. And as much as it really pains me here to admit it, those gluttony abilities that they have are downright putrid. In fact, if you have access into their hidden abilities, which you do not in this game, they will become way more viable. I should probably point this out to you, that they will come, I think it's at level 10, I believe it is. Yes, level 10. And they will come with a very nice move, and that makes it a little bit more worthwhile. I believe it in Pansage case, it would be Vine Whip. You might want to take this into consideration. Especially since that you're dealing with a boss that's going to be very annoying to you. That's coming right up. Going down to more about how this is and works as a Pokemon on its own, which you will be able to find later on in the game. It's better if you just have it right now. And I should probably point this out. These Pokemon will evolve with the use of the evolutionary stones. And some of them don't learn any new moves after such. I do not remember if the evolution do the same here for these guys, but oh well. This one is actually not a bad sweeper because it has such a good speed on its own, but I consider this to be the second worst out of them all due to the fact that it has some of the most weaknesses out of the others in 5. So, good to have, but maybe only for this point if you chose Tepic. For those of you that chose Oshawott, you get the worst one of them all, Pansear. Instead of getting like a good move until level 22, it starts with Incinerate. And to make matters worse, even if Incinerate lands on a good attack on a Pokemon with such a good health item, it still won't do that much. Even Pokemon that are weak against it won't get that much of a beating out of it. Until level 22 for when it learns Flame Burst. Once again, if you had access to its hidden ability, those fire type moves might actually come to some good use. In fact, you wanna know what's a real kick in the face? Its other best fire type move that it learns through level up is at level 43, Fire Blast. What? Look, as much as I like that idea, none of that matters. I really hate to say it because I actually kind of like the Pansear in terms of its design, but everything else is just so putrid. If there's one monkey that I would not recommend, it's this monkey. For those of you that had chose Snivy, they took pity on you, and they gave you probably the best one, Panpour. Easily the best choice here to go for right off the bat. Why? Because it starts off with Scald. Scald is a special offensive water type move that has I think a 30% chance of burning your opponent. That's probably a very good reason to have Panpour this early in the game if you plan on using one. But like I said, it takes a while for it to reach its full potential because you won't be seeing its evolutionary item later on down the road. You will be able to find them out in the wild if you ever so choose to do so. The issue that I have with Panpour is the fact that it only ever learns just a very few water type moves to level up, and most of the moves that it learns are normal, dark, and maybe throw in a ghost type move while you're at it. I think can it learn Confuse, right? I don't remember. But if there's one monkey that I would recommend, it's this monkey. It's cute, it's nice, it has a very weird eye texture. Bit of a fun fact, these are all based off of Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil, and See No Evil. Kinda interesting to go for. So, now that we've finally gotten that taken care of, normally I would be able to go ahead and take on the gym if I wanted to, but I'm actually going to hold off on that because I'm actually running just a little bit low on time. Ooh, Repel. I'm actually running a little bit low on time on this because what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to do some off-screen training so I can get my team up a little bit more so I can get preparations for what is to come. So, I guess what I can do real quick, let's talk to the guy with the lawn on his head. Yes? Yes, I am a gym leader of this town. You are? Right. You want to challenge the gym. In that case, what was the first Pokemon you chose? It's time you see. It's weak against Fire-type Pokemon. I think you need to prepare to face that type. We're waiting for you inside. Nope. No, we will not. In fact, what happens if you leave town? Oh. Never mind. Found another great ball out here. Always good to have. To prep for any future catches along the way. I believe there should be a hidden item around here that might come in handy. Are you a trainer? No, you're not. And you're not going to let us go any further because we have to face the gym, but that's okay. I have no intention of taking on the gym at this point, So instead, like I said, I'm going to be doing a little bit of some off-screen training so I can get things prepped. And we can finally have some fun later on and down the road. That's what we see fit. So, with that, next time on Pokemon White, we take on the gym, and we see who else is waiting for us after we obtain our first badge. See you guys then!